Okay, we are going to be drawing blue dogs. So you have your white paper. It should be vertical, which is long on the sides, short and short on top and bottom. You have options of what materials you may use. If you use a pencil, please understand your next step is going to be using your permanent marker to outline. If you use a pencil, if you have eraser, if not, there's extra erasers. So figure out if you want to go pencil to trace it or straight to the permanent marker. I'm going straight to the permanent marker because I've already drawn it so you can see it on the screen. So the first thing we're going to do, again, wait to put your name on it. We always want to use our pencil to put our name, not a permanent marker, because that way if you want to flip it, you can flip it. We're going to take the short side to the short side. Go ahead and crease it. This is going to find the center of your paper. This is just kind of letting you know your head of your dog is going to be more above that fold, the body of your dog below that fold. So again, don't write your name with your marker. That is going to be with your pencil. So the first thing we're going to do is the snout of the dog, which is the white part of the dog if you're looking at the picture. So again, we want to leave room at the top for the ears because his ears are large, but it's going to be 2 parallel lines. That's kind of like the nose part. And then it's going to come out, bump in. It does have a little notch there because, again, that's where we're going to add the mouth. And then his nose is on the inside. Now, there's 2 shapes. You could do a rectangle, or I do this other shape. It kind of looks like it is the actual shape of a dog. So I do 2 sides, and then I just do a little bump. And then I make the rest of the rectangle. Because I'm using my permanent marker, I am going to use this to color in the nose. I'm going to leave little 2 white circles and then fill in around. But if you ever look at a dog's nose, it is really true, that shape. Okay, so the rest of the head. Now, up here, he has a kind of a zigzag. It's not a straight across. And then above that line, we're going to curve. These ears are big. So I'm going to not start at the end of there. I'm going to come up some. And the way I'm doing like a zigzag is kind of like his hair is sticking out. And then I'm going to come bring it down here. Little zigzag. And then I'm going to bring it not all the way to the end of his mouth, but kind of right up on the side of this part of his nose. And then the inside, again, I'm going to fill it in with black because that is the color. We're going to do that same thing over here. Again, don't start at the end. I'm going to come up some, do a zigzag, make a very big ear, another zigzag, and then curve to the side of the face. Your goal is to make sure these 2 lines kind of meet across from each other. If they don't, again, that's why you have the pencil, and then don't mind the inside of his ear, colored in, which is just a triangle. That is his head. His body is pretty easy. It's just going to be straight down. To the end of the paper. Don't forget, make sure you go to the end of your paper. Okay, for his eyes, he's got these big, wide eyes. So it's a circle with a black dot. Make sure they're as even as possible, symmetrical as possible. Now, if you look in the picture, he has these little kind of lines going off his eyes. So I'm just making a short little line, curving, short little line, curving. I'm not quite sure what they are for. And then he has a little eyebrow. Now, the other parts that he has, the blue kind of details, I'm going to be doing with the color, not the black marker. So this is just the base of your blue dog. So everything else is going to be added and done with color. So don't forget to put your permanent marker up. Again, because I'm done with the drawing, that's when I'm going to take my paper, flip it over. And do you see why we don't use permanent marker to write our name? Because if you had written your name, you would have seen that on the back. Get my pencil. It's very important that I write my name after this step is done. Again, if you just use pencil, you're going to now use your permanent marker to trace all the lines, fill in the nose and inside of your ears with your black marker. The next step we're going to be doing is adding our color. Okay, adding color. One option is with paint sticks. There's a great two different color blues because that's what you need. The lighter blue is going to be the base color, and then the darker blue we're going to add in some accents. So if you've never used a paint stick, it's just like a glue stick. You take the top off. Please put it somewhere it doesn't roll. If the paint is not sticking out, that's what the knob is for down at the bottom. We don't want it to come all the way out, just enough to paint it. Now, the only thing about the paint sticks is it does not have a sharp edge, so it is kind of hard to get in certain little tiny spots. But it is cool because it will dry in 90 seconds. And if you look at Blue Dog's eyes, he has a very bright yellow eye. So we'll be doing that with a different color. His nose part right here is going to stay white, but the other areas will be this light blue, all as the base color. Again, once I have the base color, I'm just kind of going through and making sure I got all those little spots. Again, they're kind of hard to use in small areas because they just don't have a pointed thing. So you kind of have to turn it on its side to get those little places. Okay, once you've got your base, close that up, put that top on. Now with the darker color, in his artwork, he created kind of like a line around the outside of the ears going down here, above the eye and below the eye. So same thing, I'm going to just try my best to follow that. Give it a darker look around the edge. And you could even take the lighter one once you get the darker if you want to blend it in a little bit better. And it's not the whole area, it's just that edge of the outside of the face. And then with the dark, he did have like this dark area above the eye and below the eye. Okay, so make sure I got the right tops, turn them down, top on, turn it down, top on. Now that we've finished with the blues, next we'll be moving to the eyes and picking a background color. Okay, so we have our finished blue. Now that we're going to add the eyes, there's a yellow for the eyes. So just try to stay in that circle. And then background color. So you have a couple different options in your basket. You can check to see which ones you want to do. Pink, orange, yellow we're not doing, blue obviously we're not doing, purple, green. I'm going to go with pink. And then all you're going to do is fill in the space all the way around your blue dog with your one color. Okay, so I finished from background color. Make sure I turn that down, get the top on, make sure all your colors get in your container, and you have finished your blue dog.